Ever seen a gigantic airplane take off and wondered, how does something so heavy manage to stay up in the sky? It seems like magic, but it's actually science. Planes rely on a delicate balance of forces to achieve and maintain flight. Welcome to Know One More, the channel where we explore fascinating questions and add a little extra knowledge to your day. Today we'll take a closer look at how airplanes fly, breaking it down into simple concepts you can easily understand. Let's add one more fact to your knowledge bank. To understand how airplanes stay in the air, we need to look at the four main forces acting on them: lift, thrust, drag, and gravity. These forces constantly interact, and the balance between them determines whether the plane takes off, stays in the air, or lands. 1. Gravity. Gravity is the force pulling everything on Earth downward. It's why objects fall when dropped and why we can't float away. For an airplane to take off and fly, it must generate enough upward force to overcome gravity. 2. Lift. This upward force is called lift, and it's created by the airplane's wings. The wings have a unique shape called an airfoil, which is curved on top and flatter underneath. When the airplane moves forward, air flows over and under the wings. Because of their shape, air moves faster over the top and slower beneath the wing. According to Bernoulli's principle, faster moving air creates lower pressure, while slower moving air creates higher pressure. This pressure difference creates lift, which pushes the airplane upward. But that's not all. The angle of attack, or the angle at which the wings meet the oncoming air, also plays a role. By tilting the wings slightly upward, the pilot can increase lift and help the airplane rise into the sky. 3. Thrust. For lift to happen, the airplane first needs to move forward. This forward motion is provided by thrust, a force generated by the airplane's engines. Modern airplanes typically use jet engines, which work by pulling in air, compressing it, mixing it with fuel, and igniting the mixture. The resulting explosion pushes air out of the back of the engine at high speed, creating thrust. This forward motion is what allows the wings to generate lift. 4. Drag. As the airplane moves forward, it encounters drag, which is the resistance caused by air pushing against it. Drag works against thrust, trying to slow the airplane down. To minimize drag, airplanes are designed to be aerodynamic. Their sleek, streamlined shapes help air flow smoothly around them, reducing resistance and allowing the airplane to move more efficiently. Now that we've covered the four forces, let's see how they work together. For an airplane to take off and stay in the air, the lift must equal or exceed the pull of gravity. At the same time, thrust must overcome drag to keep the airplane moving forward. During takeoff, the engines generate extra thrust, helping the airplane gain enough speed for the wings to produce lift. Once the airplane is in the air, the pilot adjusts the speed and wing angles to maintain a steady altitude. During landing, the thrust is reduced and drag is intentionally increased to slow the airplane down safely. The pilot's role. While the science of flight is fascinating, it doesn't mean airplanes fly themselves. Pilots play a crucial role in ensuring safe and smooth flights. Pilots monitor the airplane's speed, altitude, and wing angle to maintain balance between the forces of lift, thrust, drag, and gravity. They adjust the engines, wing flaps, and other controls to adapt to changing conditions, such as turbulence or shifts in weather. Even though modern airplanes are equipped with advanced autopilot systems, pilots are always in charge, especially during takeoff and landing. These moments require precise adjustments to ensure the airplane remains stable and safe. To appreciate modern airplanes, it's worth revisiting the early days of flight. In 1903, the Wright brothers achieved the first powered flight with their airplane, the Wright Flyer. It flew just 120 feet and stayed in the air for only 12 seconds. While their achievement was groundbreaking, the Wright Flyer was a simple machine compared to the airplanes we see today. Modern jets can travel thousands of miles, carry hundreds of passengers, and cruise at speeds of over 500 miles per hour. Despite these advancements, the basic principles of flight, lift, thrust, drag, and gravity, remain the same. What's changed is the technology and materials that allow airplanes to fly faster, farther, and more efficiently than ever before.